America, a show daily at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, 90 minutes. And of course, looking ahead, only one more opportunity before the championship four is determined. And on the radio, we've heard a couple radios that have said there is light drops around the racetrack. The rain is coming. Remember, it took 5.5 hours to dry this track. If rain comes and it has enough substance to it, it could end the race. I want to take a look at the crew, at least the 19 crew. Take a look at this guy. 5 minutes, the rain is coming. 5 minutes, he thinks. I think it's under that. You see a little bit of precipitation on one of our camera lenses. Carl Edwards trying to stay in front of Joey Logano. Coming into this race, he knew he had to win.
Copy the race.
You understand Logano's cruising down there doing 50 minutes.
Right. No rain. No rain.
It's breaking up is what Logano's crew saying.
The radar shows green all over the racetrack. Moving in this direction. Carl Edwards trying to stay out front. Again, there's the precipitation on that camera. The question is, when does it get to be a safety issue for the drivers? If it's raining hard enough, they will definitely have to do something about it. More rain coming from the south and the west.
Remember, we talked to a crew member on the 19 car. Look at the heavy rain coming down. This lead was taken on pit road, remember, Rick?
Well, she's just about ready to come out. It's going to have to, I think.
You see the raindrops coming. Still 45 laps to go. There's the caution. Carl Edwards and that 19 team was an incredible pit stop. Got out in front of Martin Truex Jr., was able to hang on to the lead, and now precipitation one more time.
Stay out.
Yeah.
And a very smart call
No
there.
matter what.
In case the radio breaks, I want the last transmission to be stay out.
But you heard what he said. He said, we're going to take this gamble no matter what. Even if pit road gets open, we're not pitting under any circumstance. We're going to assume it's going to rain.
And rain hard enough that it will affect
That
the track.
is the point. That is the point.
That's right, because remember,
So does the track.
that's the question. Will the track get wet? If the track doesn't get wet, pit road will open, and you'll have the option to pit. So will Denny Hamlin in 11th come and take tires? Because he'll have 20-lap fresher tires in the field. It's really, the question mark now is, will this rain wet the racetrack?
Yeah, it seems like a simple call, right? Don't pit because it's raining. Well, if it rains for 2 minutes and they get the track dry, you're sitting out there without tires on. So it seems like an easy decision, but it's not.
Question is, how hard will it rain?
Right, and pit road's open.
It looked like it was raining fairly hard when we saw that shot from pit road. A lot of guys may gamble and try to come to pit road.
Jimmy Johnson in 6th. Points really don't matter to the 48, so Chad Knaus might come to pit road. We'll have to see what they all think about their radar.
The great question is Harvick and Kenseth, they're 7th and 8th. Denny Hamlin at 11th. What do they do?
And so Jimmy Johnson does pit. That's absolutely what I would expect Chad Knaus to do. Why would he stay on the racetrack? He's only here for trophies.
Kelly.
That's exactly it. He said pit if they stay out. So they brought Jimmy Johnson down. He said his car's been the same the last 3 to 4 runs, which is really gets a little bit tight when he runs down low, gets freer when he runs high. They have not been making adjustments to this 48, but it will be 4 fresh tires for Jimmy Johnson.
Also on pit road, the 2 of Brad Keselowski, the 42 of Kyle Larson, Ryan Blaney, the 21, Alex Bowman in the 88.
I like what Chad is at in this situation. He knows he perhaps could lose 5, 10, 15 spots by pitting, but he doesn't care because with 20-lap fresher tires, if this race restarts, Jeff, 20-lap fresher tires at Texas, he'll drive right through the field. I think the leaders will have to pit. If we get one to go, then the crew chiefs are really going to have to decide what they do.
But again, you can still see the raindrops coming down. NASCAR will have a decision to make.
One thing to remember with all the race cars on the racetrack, they've been on the racetrack, for several hours now. There's heat in the racetrack that was not in the racetrack when it rained earlier today. So it will take more to lose the racetrack for rain than it did earlier today.
So Again, they're riding around. Brett Bodine is the pace car driver, and NASCAR will rely heavily on input from Brett Bodine, who's out on the racetrack. They will be asking him, what does it look like? What does the track look like while you're riding around out there?
We're losing it here a little bit. Yep.
We're just listening in. That's the 19 of Carl Edwards talking about what he sees on the track. Kelly.
And you see the 41 of Kurt Busch once again coming down pit road. He's really struggled with his car all day. They just haven't quite been able to get the adjustments, the handling quite right on it. But they'll give it one last shot and give him some fresh Goodyear tires in case this race goes back green.
The rain's coming down harder now. Let's listen into the 19 radio.
Remember, Dave, how many things that get us worked up like this, so we gotta enjoy it. The worst part is I'm losing my voice. I'm trying to yell and I can barely talk.
Dave Rogers, crew chief for Carl Edwards. Jason Edleski up on top of the spotter stand.
I don't want to be dumping the clutch here. Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
Carl Edwards worried about everything right now. He's like, I don't want to be dumping the clutch right now. I don't want to shut the car off. I don't want anything to go wrong with this.
You say worried, but he's seen the silly things that can happen, and now the rain is really picking up.
Yeah, I think the track's wet now. I think that looks like to me the
All
track
the way
is
around. We've lost the racetrack
very wet.
completely. I would say next lap will bring you down.
Yeah, I think they're
And I'm in agreement with that. It is raining very, very hard. The rain coming down, pouring on this racetrack. And again, we saw how long it took to dry earlier today. 5.5 hours to dry earlier today with only 42 laps to go. I would guess that NASCAR would look at this as a complete race. And again, I applaud NASCAR as far as what a valiant effort. They at the track, Texas Motor Speedway, Eddie Gossage here, the president, they did an incredible job of getting this track ready to race. We got 293 laps of racing in.
Just short of install 27.
So you're hearing them. More than likely, they will be bringing the cars onto pit road.
What an incredible job by the 19 driver, Carl Edwards, by the team, bringing a car that had the pace to keep the lead after the pit crew got them the lead. This win, if it ends up being a win for the 19 car, was truly a team effort. And I think, that's a great wave to ride into Miami. Think about how close he came to winning a championship, tying Tony Stewart in the points. Tying Tony Stewart in the points.
Completely lost.
Look at the crew. Gas man, jack man, tire changes, tire carriers. Those 6 gentlemen right there put that 11-second pit stop together that got Carl Edwards the lead.
And I think it's fair to say that they were all the best tonight when they needed to be. They had more speed tonight than they've had at the chase. They gave themselves a shot. They gave the pit crew a shot. They gave the driver a shot. They all worked together to put themselves in this position. And when they got in that position, they capitalized on it.
It wasn't officially a must-win situation for Carl Edwards entering this race, although he was 32 points down when he entered. Of the 8th, he was currently 8th. But they took it on as a must-win situation. This team knew they needed to put everything together tonight to give them an opportunity to still run for a championship. And Carl Edwards knows the pressure that goes along with running for a championship. It was a couple years ago. He and Tony Stewart racing for the title at Homestead-Miami Speedway. They were running 1 and 2. Tony Stewart was leading the race. Carl Edwards was running second. They ran that way for almost 20 laps at the end of the race, running the exact same speed, and it ended up being a tie in points. Carl Edwards lost that one by a close one. We'll be right back.
Before Danny got what he was dreaming about for the